Have you ever left a conversation feeling completely drained? Like all your energy, your joy, your very sense of self has been siphoned away? You walk into a room feeling confident and whole, and an hour later, you're a shell of who you were. You can't put your finger on it. It's not that they said anything outright cruel. It's more subtle, insidious. You feel this way because you just had an encounter with a soul saboteur. These aren't mythical creatures with horns and a pitchfork. No, these are people in your life. Friends, family, partners, co-workers, who, beneath a perfectly normal human exterior, operate with a sinister agenda. They are, for all intents and purposes, demons in human form, and their purpose is to sabotage your happiness, your success, and your peace of mind. This isn't about calling people evil. This is about identifying a specific pattern of behavior that can wreck your life if you don't know what you're looking for. These are the subtle signs everyone misses. The tiny red flags that get dismissed as they're just having a bad day, or that's just how they are. But I promise you, by the end of this video, you will have the tools to spot these saboteurs in their tracks. You'll understand why they do what they do, and most importantly, you'll learn how to reclaim your power and protect your energy. So, don't skip a single second of this video, because what you're about to learn could be the key to freeing yourself from a lifelong cycle of emotional sabotage. Sign 1, the energy vampire. Let's start with the most common saboteur. We've all met one. This is the energy vampire. Their entire existence seems to be fueled by your emotional output. They don't just want your attention. They crave your emotional energy, both positive and negative. Think about that friend who only calls you when they're in a crisis. You spend an hour on the phone listening to their problems, giving them advice, and being a shoulder to cry on. You hang up feeling exhausted, but they feel great. They've successfully drained you and filled their own emotional tank. But it goes deeper than that. The energy vampire isn't just a friend in need. They also seek to steal your positive emotions. Imagine you just got a promotion and you're bursting with excitement. You tell this person, and their response isn't a genuine congratulations. Instead, it's something like, "That's great. You know, I was up for promotion once, but my boss was a real nightmare. I should have taken that other job." Suddenly, your moment of triumph is tainted. The spotlight is no longer on your success, but on their past failures and grievances. They've effectively sucked the joy right out of your accomplishment. They can't celebrate you without making it about them. They can't share your good news without casting a shadow on it. Why? Because your light is a reminder of their own darkness, and they can't stand it. So they must dim your light to feel better about their own. They feed on drama, chaos, and your emotional labor. Have you ever felt like you're constantly walking on eggshells around someone, trying to manage their moods? You're doing the emotional work for them. You're giving them your energy, and they're giving you nothing but a heavy burden in return. A quick check-in for you. Think about the last time you spent time with a specific person. Did you feel more energized and optimistic afterward? Or did you feel depleted and heavy? If the answer is depleted, you might be dealing with an energy vampire. Sign 2, the reality bender. The second sign is far more sinister and can actually make you question your own sanity. I call this person a reality bender. Their primary tool is gaslighting. Gaslighting is a manipulative tactic where someone makes you question your perceptions, memories, and sanity. It's a psychological assault that makes you feel like you're losing your mind. The saboteur doesn't just disagree with you, they deny reality itself. Picture this. You have a conversation with your partner about a specific issue. You remember them saying something hurtful. Later, you bring it up, and they look at you with a blank stare and say, "I never said that. You're making that up." You have such a vivid imagination. They don't just disagree. They invalidate your entire memory of the event. It gets worse. They might say, "You're too sensitive," or "Why are you always so emotional?" They twist your perfectly normal reaction into a character flaw. This isn't just about winning an argument. This is about total control. By making you doubt your own senses, they gain complete power over your perception of what is real and what isn't. The reality bender's goal is to keep you off balance, to make you so insecure in your own thoughts and feelings that you become completely dependent on their version of reality. They want you to believe that you are the problem, not them. They want to convince you that your reality is wrong and theirs is the only one that matters. This is a form of deep emotional abuse, and it's a hallmark of a true soul saboteur. Here's a simple test. Have you ever had to second-guess your own memories or perceptions after talking to someone? Have you ever felt like you were crazy or too emotional for having a completely normal reaction? If you've been in that position, you've been bent by a reality bender. Sign 3, the Promise Breaker. This next sign is a masterclass in intermittent reinforcement, and it's one of the most effective ways to keep you in their orbit. I call this person the Promise Breaker. The Promise Breaker doesn't just let you down. They do it in a specific, manipulative way. They will shower you with attention and promises, making you feel special and secure. They'll say, "I'll be there for you no matter what," or "We're going to do X, Y, and Z together." They create this beautiful future for you, and for a short time you believe it. And then, just as you get comfortable, they pull the rug out from under you. They don't show up. They forget the promise. Well, they offer a flimsy excuse that leave you confused and hurt. It's a classic cycle. Highs of affection and hope, followed by lows of neglect and disappointment. This isn't just about a broken promise. It's about a pattern of emotional manipulation. They give you just enough to keep you hooked. They make you feel so special, so seen, that you'll tolerate all the disappointment that follows. You'll spend all your time chasing that initial high, that feeling of being wanted, and in the process, you'll excuse all their bad behavior. This is exactly how addiction works. It's a powerful psychological tool. The intermittent nature of the rewards keeps you on a hook. You think, if I just hang in there, they'll go back to being the person I fell in love with, or they'll remember our promise. But they won't. They're the promise breaker, and their purpose is to keep you in a state of emotional limbo, always hoping but never quite getting what you need. My challenge for you: think about someone in your life who has a pattern of grand promises followed by neglect. Do you find yourself making excuses for their behavior? If you are, you're caught in the web of a promise breaker. Sign 4, the Saboteur of Joy. This next sign is subtle, but it's a dagger to your spirit. This is the Saboteur of Joy. Their mission is to prevent you from experiencing genuine, unadulterated happiness. You see, for the saboteur, your happiness is a threat. It highlights their own misery, their own emptiness. So they must find a way to undermine your joy whenever it appears. Imagine you just finished a project you're incredibly proud of. You're beaming. You show it to a friend and they say, "That's great, but you know, my cousin did something similar and hers was featured in a magazine." Or, "That's nice, but have you thought about the next step?" You really need to be thinking about your future. They can't just let you have your moment. They have to inject a dose of inadequacy, a subtle comparison, or a shift to a future problem to extinguish your current joy. It's a way of saying, your happiness isn't good enough. Your achievement isn't special. This person is the master of the backhanded compliment. They might say, "You look so good for your age," or "I love that you're so confident," even if you're not a size 0. They're not giving you a compliment. They're subtly reminding you of a perceived flaw while pretending to praise you. The Saboteur of Joy doesn't want you to feel good because your positive energy illuminates their negative world. They are the human equivalent of a cloud on a sunny day. They will find a way to rain on your parade every single time. Take a moment to reflect. Is there someone in your life who consistently undercuts your accomplishments or makes you feel less than when you're celebrating a win? If so, you're likely dealing with a Saboteur of Joy. Sign 5, the Mirror of Blame. Finally, we have the Mirror of Blame. This is a saboteur who can never, under any circumstances, take responsibility for their own actions. They are master projectors. A projector is someone who takes their own flaws, their own insecurities, and their own bad behavior, and they project it onto you. They hold up a mirror and force you to look at their reflection, and they tell you that the reflection is you. Imagine they've been incredibly selfish and neglectful. Instead of apologizing, they turn around and say, "The reason I'm like this is because you never appreciate me." Or, "You're the one who is selfish. You never think about my needs." They completely deflect their own wrongdoing and create a narrative where you are the perpetrator and they are the victim. This is a powerful and insidious form of manipulation because it completely absolves them of all accountability. It's an ego defense mechanism on steroids. By making you feel responsible for their behavior, they don't have to face their own shortcomings. They don't have to do the hard work of self-reflection and growth. They can just point the finger at you and be done with it. You end up carrying the weight of their bad behavior. You apologize for things you didn't do. You feel guilty for things that are entirely their fault. This is a final stage of sabotage. They have not only drained your energy and bent your reality, but they have also saddled you with their own emotional baggage. Ask yourself this. Do you feel like you're always apologizing or taking the blame for someone else's mistakes? Does it seem like every conflict somehow becomes your fault, no matter what the initial issue was? If so, you are standing in front of the mirror of blame. Reclaiming your power, the exorcism. Now that you know what to look for, the question is, what do you do about it? You can't fight fire with fire. You can't negotiate with a demon. But you can do something far more powerful. You can perform an exorcism, not with holy water, but with boundaries. The first step is radical self-awareness. You now have a name for these behaviors. You can say to yourself, "That's not a friend. That's an energy vampire." Or, "That's not a misunderstanding. That's gaslighting from a reality bender." Simply labeling the behavior gives you your power back. You're no longer confused. You're informed. The second step is to set clear, unwavering boundaries. This is your personal shield. A boundary is not a wall to keep people out. It's a line to protect your own energy. It might sound like, "I'm not going to have a conversation about that," or "I'm not available to listen to this right now." It could be as simple as ending a phone call that's becoming an emotional drain. And the third most difficult step is to create distance. This doesn't always mean cutting people out of your life entirely, though sometimes it's necessary. It means controlling the amount of time and energy you give to these saboteurs. You might have to love them from a distance. You might have to limit your interactions to group settings. You might have to gray rock them, giving them minimal emotional response to their bait. You have the power to stop this. You are not a victim of their chaos. You are the sovereign of your own life. And every day, you have a choice to protect your energy and your peace. I want you to make a promise to yourself right now. Look at the people in your life and commit to being honest about their impact on your well-being. Don't let a saboteur win. Don't let a demon in human form drain your soul any longer. What we discuss today is more than just psychology. It's a survival guide for your spirit. Remember, the true sign of a saboteur is not a single bad moment, but a pattern of behavior that consistently leaves you feeling less than you are. You deserve to live a life filled with joy, energy, and peace, and it's your job to protect that life. If this video has resonated with you, if you've recognized any of these signs in your own life, I want you to know you are not alone, and you have the power to change things. Join our community of people who are committed to reclaiming their power. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos on how to build a life of joy and resilience. And if you know someone who needs to hear this message, please share this video with them. You might just be giving them the key to their own freedom. Thank you for watching, and remember, your energy is your